Hello, and welcome back to Bedtime Stories with Vice Vice Baby, where we will continue our journey with Mr. Wiggly. Story 8, Uncle Wiggly and the Dentist. Uncle Wiggly Longears, the old gentleman rabbit, was taking a sail among the clouds in his airship made from a clothes basket, some toy circus balloons, a Japanese umbrella, and an electric fan that went whizzy-izzy. Well, I wonder what will happen to me today, Uncle Wiggily said to himself as he stared out of the way of the thunderstorm that was having a race with a black cloud. I suppose I shall have some sort of an adventure. And surely enough, he did. And I'm going to have the pleasure of telling you all about it. That is, if you care to listen, as the telephone girl says. Uncle Wiggily was sailing along, flying over the tops of the houses and the trees in Animal Land, when, all at once, as he fluttered in his airship above the burrow, or underground house, where Sammy Littletail, the rabbit boy, lived, Mr. Longears heard a voice crying, "Oh, Mama, but I don't want to go. I can't go. I know it will hurt too much." "Silly boy," said Mrs. Longtail, the rabbit lady. "Would you rather have a toothache than go to the dentist and have him take it away?" "Do you mean take the toothache away or the tooth, Mama?" asked Sammy, curious like. "Both," answered Mrs. Littletail with a smile. "Oh, I'm not going," yelled Sammy. "Ah, there is trouble down there," said Uncle Wiggily as he listened to this talk. "I guess perhaps I had better go down and see what I can do." So, down he went in his airship to the home of the Littletail rabbit family, and there, indeed, he found trouble. Sammy had a toothache from eating too many carrot ice cream cones, and as the tooth was an old one with a big hole in it, that tooth needed to be pulled. "But I don't want to go to the dentist," howled Sammy. Sometimes boy animals, and real boys too, are that way. It takes girls to go to the dentist. They don't mind a bit. All they're afraid of is that their hair ribbons may get bent or twisted, but they are easily fixed. "I will not go," said Sammy, and he cried real hard. "Oh dear," exclaimed Mrs. Littletail. "Whatever shall I do with you?" "Ah, perhaps I can help you," exclaimed Uncle Wiggily as he came sailing gently down in his airship. "Sammy, you come for a ride with me, and perhaps everything will be all right. Come in my airship." Are we going to the dentist?" asked the rabbit boy. "Well, we'll just stop in and see how he is," said Uncle Wiggily. "Perhaps he may have a new way of pulling teeth that won't hurt you the least mite." At first, Sammy did not want to go, but finally he said he would, and into the airship he got with Uncle Wiggily. Up near the clouds they went, sailing along until they came to the hollow stump office of the dentist, who was a bear gentleman with long claws, just made on purpose for pulling out the aching teeth of the animal people. "Here is my nephew, Sammy Littletail, the rabbit boy," said Uncle Wiggily to the dentist bear. "He has an aching tooth, and I want it pulled, but I am afraid it will hurt too much," cried Sammy. "Oh, nonsensicalness!" exclaimed the dentist bear. "I can pull teeth without anyone knowing it. Now, did you ever tie a string around your tooth and then fasten a flat iron to the other end of the string and let the iron drop out of the window? Yes, said Sammy. I have done that, and every time the flat iron dropped, the tooth came out also, but it hurt. Well, maybe a little bit, said the dentist bear, but did you ever tie a string to the tooth you wanted to pull, and then tie the other end of the string to a doorknob, and have someone open a door suddenly when you didn't know it? Ever did that? Yes, said Sammy, I did, and a tooth came out that time too. Then we shall have to try a new way, said the dentist bear. Just let me tie a string to your tooth, and we shall see what happens. You won't pull it, will you? Asked the rabbit boy. No, I won't pull it, answered the dentist bear, as he blinked both his eyes at Uncle Wiggily, sort of funny-like. So, Sammy tied the string to his aching tooth. A good, long, strong string it was. The dentist took the other end of the cord and dropped it out of the window. What are you doing? Asked Sammy. Oh, you'll see in a minute, answered the dentist. Here, you just look at this picture book for a while. And he gave Sammy one with many prettily colored pictures in. Well, when Sammy was looking at the picture book, the dentist took the loose end of the string that was on the rabbit's boy tooth and tied it to Uncle Wiggily's airship. Tied the string, I mean, not the tooth. Now, whispered the nice bear to the rabbit gentleman, if you start your airship all of a sudden, you will pull on Sammy's aching tooth, and you'll have it out in a jiffy, which is very quick indeed. I'll do it, said Uncle Wiggily. So, when Sammy was sitting there with the string around his tooth, looking at the pictures and wondering what was going to happen, all of a sudden, Uncle Wiggily started the airship. Up it went towards the clouds, pulling on the string, and the next minute, Sammy felt a tug, and a pull, and a yank, and a jerk, and all of a sudden, out came his aching tooth. Oh, he cried, jumping up. What happened? Your toothache is gone, said the dentist bear gentleman. Uncle Wiggily pulled it away with his airship. Oh, I am so glad, cried Sammy when it was all over. I didn't know Uncle Wiggily was a dentist too. Then, his toothache stopped, and he rode back home with the rabbit gentleman in the airship, and everybody was happy. Mrs. Littletail especially, for Sammy had been very troublesome, though he did not mean to be. So, this teaches us that an airship is good for pulling teeth, as well as for sailing up in the clouds. And, on the next page, if the pussycat doesn't fall out of the cherry tree and scratch the covers off the pansy bed where the puppy dog sleeps, I'll tell you about Uncle Wiggily and the grocery cat. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Bedtime Stories with Vice Baby. I hope you all have a good night and sweet dreams.